Okay, I'm going to call to order the first hearing of the afternoon on the application of no, I'm going to butcher this, I'm sorry, Abdullah Aziz Bujemi at 19 Osborne Road, dated September 18th, 2025, seeking a special permit to build a 4-foot by 23-foot left rear two-story addition to the existing structure. The property is located in a Residence C zoning district, whereas the proposed project would add 1,116 square feet to the dwelling, increasing the current nonconformity of the structure. The permit was denied pursuant to nonconformities, Article 4, Section 265.1, all contained in the file that we are hearing today. My name is Virginia Donahue King. I am the zoning administrator and member of the Board of Appeals, and will be hearing this application this afternoon. In the file, I have the denial letter for a building permit and the subsequent application for the special permit. I have a listing of people who, let me read that into the record, to whom it concerns with the undersigned neighbors of 19 Osborne Road, Milton, Mass. 02186, are writing in support of the proposed second floor addition to this home. We believe this project will add value not only to the property itself, but also to the entire neighborhood. The majority of the homes in our area already have similar updates, and this improvement will help ensure that the house is consistent with the overall look and character of the community. We have no objections to the addition and view it as a positive enhancement that will benefit the neighborhood as a whole. Sincerely, and it's signed by neighbors at 15 Osborne Road, 20 House Street, 103 Wood Street, 32 Melbourne, and 80 and 86 Emerson Road. And also, excuse me, I neglected to add 11 Osborne Road and 20 Osborne Road. We have a plot plan also in the file showing the bird's eye view of the house with measurements. And then we have architectural plans by Blackbird Architecture that have detailed floor plans and elevations of what the proposed home will be looking like if this permit is granted and building completes. So I would like at this point to turn it over to, I believe it's Fadala Bujami, to kind of, give us an idea of what you're doing and why you feel it's a good opportunity for why we should approve of this addition.
Yes, sure. Thank you so much for providing the overview about the request of adding the second floor. So basically, I mean, we have the idea of adding the second floor since we moved to the neighbor. So, and it's been since 2008. So we are the only in the neighbor who have one floor. So basically, and thinking about, and we thought about adding the second additions just to have a better, I mean, having more space first. Also in terms of the aesthetic or for the neighbor, we are the only house that's look smaller and it doesn't fit in within, old and smaller, and it doesn't look really good in terms of
updated.
I mean, in terms of we need first update. Having a second floor could give a better aesthetic or a better to the neighbor. So and I think all the neighbors are supporting and they are happy about the idea. So I also, my husband could add anything. I mean, if there is anything you could add.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hi, this is Aziz, the husband.
I'm sorry?
This is Aziz, the husband.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I just like I said, like my wife, she just said, we just need like an update. And the house, it's built in 1935, and it's only two bedroom. Basically, it's 1.5 bedroom, and we just need that space. And the neighbor, I don't know if you've been around Osborne and stuff like that. They are all supportive of a good updating make up to this house. It just looks old, and we need the space, and we need more value to to our neighborhood. And most
Okay.
of them, and
I'm also noticing, I'm
Mr.
also
Owens,
noticing on the plot plan
yes, ma'am.
that you're not building any closer to the neighbors. You have plenty of room on the left-hand side, but on the right-hand side is where the problem lies. But you're only building on top of the house that you already have right now. You're not building any closer to that right side lot line, correct?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
And
Okay, so
Mr. Owens, and I'm sorry to interrupt, Mr. Owens, the neighbor on 15 Osborne, I did ask permission and stuff like that. He's fully supportive. I don't know if he's online or not, but most of my neighbors cross the street and the back, and basically they are all supportive of this.
yes, I
And I
believe
appreciate
his
it.
your neighbors to the right. Oh, I just had that sheet of paper. Unfortunately, I'm working on a smallish table here today. Um, but he is on the list. Your neighbor. You're just
Mr. Collins, Owens Collins. Yeah. Yes, ma'am. 15.
I know I saw this. Now I can't find it. So it's the second page. So the address next to you is 11 Osborne Road,
No, 15, I believe.
15.
Yes, ma'am.
Mhm.
15? I think, yeah, I think it is 15. Yeah.
I know I've seen it. I just can't put my hand on it right now.
I'm going you're saying,
Oh,
I'm going
whoops, I
to
know.
confirm exactly the number. I'm going to confirm exactly the number.
Hold on one moment. I've got to get myself a bigger table for this.
No
Sorry about
problem.
the
Take
hold
your
up.
time.
Okay, I've got that. I've got that. All righty. Is there anybody out there that wanted to speak in favor of this project? Or not in favor? If anybody wants to speak about the project in one way or another, I'll take
We
any.
do have some hands raised. I saw Ellen's iPad first. I'm allowing her to speak now. Ellen?
And as you're cited, if you could give me your full name and address, that would be very helpful for me for keeping a full record.
Yeah, can you hear me?
I can.
Okay, this is Jim McAuliffe. I'm using my wife's iPad. I'm at 103 Wood Street.
And you were on the list, weren't you?
I'm on the list. I'm
Yes, you
former
are.
town treasurer.
Okay.
And
So you are in favor and not
I
only
am
signed.
I'm definitely in favor. I saw the drawings. I love it. It fit very nicely into the neighborhood.
Thank you. It does look like it's going to fit the neighborhood better than the current house does right now from what I've been able to look at.
They did a nice job fixing up old Chief Hickey's house, but it's still undersized for the neighborhood. So
Great.
I'd love to see that new addition.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. And we also had Cheryl Warren. Cheryl, I'm allowing you to speak now.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Cheryl Warren. So I live at 94 Wood Street, which is I abut the property line to the left. So just like a question, when you're saying like to the left and to the right of this house, can you explain like, do you mean facing?
Yes, as you're facing the house,
Yeah.
from the street, the left-hand side would be towards your property, and the right-hand side is where they need to have the zoning relief. So it's not on your side of the house. On whatever is on your side of the house is within the zoning code.
Okay, so yeah, so when we got the letter from your office is the first time we heard about this. So in other words, the proposed building or variance is going to only be on the right-hand side of the house, not on the left-hand side of the house?
No, a full second story is going to be put on the footprint of where the house is right now. The second story will be no bigger than,
Okay.
will have the same footprint as what's there right now. It will be no closer to your property.
Okay, so the existing footprint just going up to a second story.
Just going up. So it's decreasing the nonconformity of the house on the other side, but not on your side. That would be allowed to be built, just not on the other side without the permit.
Right.
Any other questions?
No, thank you for clarifying.
Okay. Thank you for your question. Was that it, Bill?
Nope, we have a couple more. We have
Okay.
Greg Warren has been waiting. Pardon me just a moment, allowing him to speak.
Okay.
Hello.
It's not coming through.
Getting a lot of feedback, Greg. Are you using a phone and
Yeah.
something else? A lot of feedback, Greg.
No speaking.
I don't have a phone on. Is that better?
We're getting a lot of echoing, but perhaps if you just speak into the microphone at the computer, we can understand you.
Yes, maybe I'll just get off the computer and call in.
Not sure what's happening there. Okay, you might, I think I'm going to have
No
to,
voice is coming through.
yeah. Going to mute him.
Did you
And
want
Mary
to?
Ellen Welsh wanted to speak as well.
Okay, maybe we could come back to Mr. Warren.
Yeah, I think
Things get
I'll
better.
have to return, yeah.
Yep.
So Mary Ellen Welsh, you can speak now. Mary Ellen, are you there? You're muted.
Okay. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Can you hear me now? Okay.
Yes.
Thank you very much. Yes, as I say, I'm right directly across the street from 19 Osborne Road, Aziz's house. And if there's anything to be said in the affirmative, I would say that. I don't think it's going to be an obstruction to the neighborhood or anything like that, a blight of the neighborhood. So it's a very small home, as we all know, to begin with. So, of course, the added space would be clearly welcomed by the property owners. So if there's anything else that I could do to say I approve of it, I will. But as I say, I face him directly. I know the warrants are to his side, but I do face him directly. So it doesn't faze me at all. And I'm glad there's, trees behind him too. Everything will, I think, look very, very nice. So that would be my comment. And I hope that will be something that will help him with this zoning.
Okay, and what's your address on Osborne Road?
I'm number 20,
20.
20 Osborne Road.
Thank you, Ms. Welsh.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, sure.
anybody
Thank
else?
you.
Mhm.
Anyone else?
And now we have Steve Z. Steve Z, your hand is raised, so now you're allowed to speak. Please unmute yourself and make your comment. Tell us your address also.
And
That's
what
quite
is
a
your
long
last-
list. Greetings. First of all, can we start with, are you able to hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Fantastic. Thank you for unmuting me. Thank you for the floor. My address, well, my full name is Steve Zera, Z-E-R-A. My address is 8 Melbourne Road.
Okay.
I am neighbors to the property that will be having the addition. My comment is very simple. I'm generally in favor of it, and I did not have a chance to sign the petition in favor, so I'd like to put that on record at this time. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
You.
And we have made a note that you're in approval of this as well, in favor of it. Anyone else that wants to be heard?
Emily, we have an Emily. Emily, please state your full name and your full address. Emily, please unmute yourself. Emily, please unmute yourself if you want to comment. Oh, seems to be gone.
That's correct. Okay.
And then we had Cheryl Warren raised her hand again.
Yeah, so just another clarifying question, if you would, please. So
Sure.
I'm confused about why it's like, why was it rejected in the first place? So it's not like, as you said, it's not, there's no addition to the base of the home. The proposal is just to go up one story. So what was the basis of the initial rejection?
Well, the initial rejection is because anytime that you have a non-conforming house and you're going to be using the same footprint, but it's still going to be within the setback requirements. In your neighborhood, the side setbacks are supposed to be at least 10 feet between the side lot lines and the structure of the home. So this home was built before zoning came in, which is why it's closer than 10 feet to the right side lot line. So unfortunately, when you have a home that's pre-existing home that's legal and pre-existing but non-conforming to the bylaws which came in 1938, the people that are wishing to increase the part of the home that will be built so that it's more in the setback of 10 feet from the side lot line. So even though it's not increasing the distance, or it's not decreasing the distance between the lot line and the home, it's increasing the amount of home that would be in that. So in this case, it's increasing it upwards. Many times you're going to get somebody that will want to build something that's a two-story addition next to attached to a two-story house, and that would be a situation where you would also be looking at a variance for that, or a special permit for that as well. But it's not increasing it's not increasing exactly the nonconformity of what is already there. It's something beyond that. And it can be given a special permit as well. But in a situation like this, it would be impossible to build anything onto a house that was already in the setback. And that probably doesn't make a whole lot of sense, because some of these houses were built, when people didn't take as much space up as we do now. We're all having home offices, and we want more bathrooms and so forth. So it's kind of it's dealing with the reality of people wanting a little bit more room on the same amount of area. But because this house was built already so close to the house, that's why each time that nonconformity is extended in any way, even if it's not extended into the setback, but extended further back or further up or further to the front, you need to come and get a special permit. Does that answer your question?
It does, yeah. I wonder, Ms. King, have you seen the property itself?
Yes, I have.
Okay, because the property lines, we're very close. I mean,
Yes.
I'm been on the phone more than a dozen times over the past few years with the fire chief, just like around him burning, and I'm very nervous about how close those property lines are, along with sort of all the like trees and leaves and sort of like things that you'd be concerned about with like an open fire going on a windy day. So I do have concerns about the closeness of the sort of the overall
Well,
property line.
there are laws that I'm not really up on,
Right.
having to do with, having fires and fire pits and stuff like that, of what you
Yeah.
need to, how far away from the houses and stuff like that too. So, I understand what you're speaking about.
Yeah.
Okay. And I see that we have lost Greg Warren. I guess we were unable to get him to. I assume that he's a family member of yours, Mrs. Warren?
Yes, my husband.
And do you have any information about what he might have been wanting to say? Was he in agreement with you or otherwise, or have questions?
I actually don't know because I'm at work and he's at work, so we're separated. I just knew that, being the first we heard of it was when we got the letter from you. I know we had a lot of clarifying questions around sort of some of the things that I've already asked. I don't know if he had any additional questions to that.
Well, if you can get in touch with him in the next couple of minutes before I make a decision, then he could say something. If he's, I don't know, is that something you can do or not?
Yes, I'll reach out to him right now.
Okay.
Okay. And now Emily has raised her hand again. I'm going to once again try to give her an opportunity.
Okay.
Emily, please.
So that
state-
actually is Greg, Mrs. King.
That's Greg under
Yeah,
Emily?
he's using a
Okay.
different device, my daughter's device.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Okay, Greg now should have a chance to speak.
Hopefully this is better.
Yes.
Yes.
All right, great. Sorry, I'm under my daughter's name. I'm at 94 Wood Street. I abut the proposed project. Currently, I guess I heard most of what has been said, but I just want to make sure it's clear that on the side of my house, I guess if you're facing his house, would be the house to the left. There's absolutely going to be no digging, is my understanding.
I just heard that there was something that came over my computer, unfortunately, and made a dinging
Sure.
noise. Could you just say the last thing you said again?
So I just want to make sure that there's going to be like no digging or moving of the soil. It's just going to be on the existing footprint, the new existing property, just a second level.
It's a second level. I don't know if there's going to be any digging or anything involved with this. It doesn't look like it from the plans. Maybe the applicant could answer that question.
The side of the neighbors of you'll be digging on the side, the 4 feet by 13, like that. The thing, it's in the plan on the side of the Warren's side.
Oh,
The
okay.
neighbors.
Yes, there's a
You see the
small
digging
bit.
there? Yes, that's.
Yes.
But still, I'm 23 feet away from his fence.
Right.
see
So
that in
there
the
will
plan.
be some digging to, okay, when I was referring to the footprint, I was referring to the right side footprint. On the left side,
Yes.
there's a section that's a bump out in the front of the house.
Yes,
and
ma'am.
a very narrow space going down from that bump out to the back of the house, which will be extended in the new house on the first floor and the second.
That's
floor. So
correct.
there would be digging there. Okay.
That's correct. That's what's in the plans. Yeah.
Okay.
But still in the foot, still on the on a plan, the house, everything could be built. Nothing is going like more to the side, staying on the perimeter of the house.
Right.
The building's going
I'm
up.
looking at the plot plan.
Yes, ma'am.
And the part that is, okay, currently the home is 21 feet from the property line to the left in the front of the house, and 23.3, it will be 23.3 in the back of the house with the new portion of the first floor put there. So yes,
Yes.
it's going to be a couple of feet closer to to your property on Wood Road, but it's well, I mean, it's the the setback is over 20 feet and only 10 are required.
Okay. So I guess my concerns are there's a lot of trees in that area, and if digging is going to take place, I guess the trees could be subject to their roots getting dug up, or the trees could be potentially having an issue of falling, or I'm just concerned about that happening with the large trees. And then my second issue is currently when the land was surveyed, when we moved in and we put in a fence, and then the land was resurveyed again. The current property on Osborne, they constructed a driveway that currently comes over into our property now. So I'm just trying to navigate how the addition 4 feet left is going to affect the
Okay,
encroachment of land. Like it's already hit, the driveway on Osborne Street is already encroaching on our land now. I'm just concerned what will happen with a big project going on over there.
it appears to me that the driveway, how this isn't really a place that we can litigate the driveway right now. That might be something that you do need to talk to your neighbors amongst yourselves to.
Yes, I sent a letter from a lawyer a few years ago, and it was unanswered.
Well, because that's a very different situation than what I'm dealing with right now. It is something that both parties need to put your plot plans together and make sure that they say the same thing, so that
Yes,
if there's a problem with that, the driveway is removed from your land, or have some kind of an understanding of what that land means. Because the nonconformity that current exists on the house is on the other side, and it's not on this side. We really we're not anything that you're not happy about on the left-hand side of the house is immaterial, really, to my making a decision today on this. Now, that doesn't mean that you don't have a cause of action for wanting to get your land back from underneath some asphalt or cement or whatever it is, but that can't be addressed here. It's something that you should talk to each other first of all. Put your plot plans together and see where things really lie. Get out with the long tape measure, and both of you work on that. And if you can't come to some kind of a decision by looking at those the perimeter to see where the lot line really is, then that's another whole story rather than it is. Okay. So I understand where you're coming from, but it's we can't really address it in this situation. I can't put something into my decision. Should I approve this? I can't put something in my decision that says, you're gonna give back land or something, because we're not taking evidence on that right now. So it's not the right forum for putting in that evidence. It's really something that needs to go through.
Yeah, I'm just kind of putting it out there. Like, I guess I'm concerned about the new dwelling, like impeaching on the borderline where it's like an example already has happened, and the property has been surveyed twice, and it's come out to the same spot. I mean, it's not a huge piece of
right
spot,
so,
but it's just has a I don't want it to be a patent.
I understand what you're saying, and I wish I could help you on, put everything together with a nice bow in this form, but I can't do that for you. It's something that you will need to talk to each other about, and if you can't talk to each other about, then it's time to get some attorneys that can talk to each other. But I would recommend talking to each other first. Just understanding that you live in a tight neighborhood, and you need to know where your property ends and where it begins. So I would encourage you to do that, and get some understanding on that, and then make an agreement about it in some fashion or another. If you need some help, that would be a time to call in an attorney on it.
Okay, thank you.
We have another hand.
Looks like Cheryl Warren again.
Well, I think you already answered the question, but I feel like the first 15 minutes, like I was asking the clarifying questions about sort of the dwelling was just going up, but I feel like later on in the conversation, we got to a point where you said, no, now there's going to be, maybe it would be helpful if we
No,
looked
I'm
at the
sorry.
plans.
I'm
It'd probably
sorry.
have a better understanding if we saw them.
If you saw what?
The actual plans that you're referencing. I know it sounds like
They
other
are
people have seen
open to
them.
inspection. Anytime that you get something from the Board of Appeals, you are welcome to look at the all of the plans anytime that you want to look at them. I can show you. I don't know if you can see this very well.
I can.
I'm trying to. Okay, we got this focused. Okay, so you see the darker area, this crosshatched? Now it's going to look, because this is Zoom, everything is in mirror image.
Right.
So your house is actually on the right here instead of the left. So that crosshatching is on your side, but you can see that there's a nice big 20-foot plus setback from your property there. And what we were here for is really only the other side that's, somewhat less than 10 feet. Does that help you?
It does. Thank you.
Okay, good. I'm glad we could do that.
For future reference, it is available on the town website under the case. You can look
Yeah, I
up
guess I
19
didn't.
Osborne, case number 2891.
Okay, I didn't know that. Thank you.
Yeah, I feel like I should have a public service announcement here saying that, when you get this sort of thing, of course, the only people that are here listening to it are the people that got some sort of thing, and it's too late. But not too late, but you always do have a chance to look at these cases ahead of time, and find out. And I encourage people to talk to their neighbors. That's the best way of doing it. Sometimes it's hard, we're all working and so forth, but talking is good. Understanding each other is good. So it looks like there's no other hands up that I can see anyway. So I'm going to close the evidentiary portion of the hearing and decide on this case right now. We do have great support in the neighborhood for this application. I understand that the Warrens are concerned, but the side of the house that they're on is plenty far from their house. So it appears that it's not something that's going to be a detriment to their property. If there are any trees that they were concerned about coming down, it probably is probably too far away for having some digging in that area on that side of the house to be coming in and taking down any or killing any of the trees to the neighbors on the left. So while I understand some concerns that they have and so forth, I also see that the neighborhood does have good support for this. It's a neighborhood that has gone through quite a transformation over the years from, originally being a lot of little small Cape Cod houses and so forth. And now they're much more substantial homes. And the proposed home here is attractive. It's built to it was planned to make use of the better as much excuse me, use of the property as they could within the envelope kind of what they already have of their foot plan, with a modest addition to that. So I find that it will not be a detriment to the neighborhood. In a situation like this, there's no way that they could build onto their house without it looking really quite bizarre. If they didn't have a full second floor, it would be kind of an ugly house. And this way it retains, some conformity with the rest of the neighborhood. So I am approving the special permit. It takes me a little bit of time to write the decision for this. And once that decision goes into Mr. Donnelly, he files it with the town clerk, and a 20-day appeal period starts, where even if somebody wanted to appeal the decision on this, they could do that in that 20-day period. So after the 20 days, the applicants will be notified by Mr. Donnelly that they are, the 20-day appeal period is up and that nobody has filed, or if somebody has filed, they take care of that at that point. But and then you can apply for your building permit. If for some reason you think you're not going to be able to complete this in a year, please get an extension on this, because it expires after a year. So please, before it expires, get an extension on it if you see that it's not going to get done within that year, just to keep the special permit going. So congratulations, and I wish you much luck in your building process and enjoying your new home.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank
You're
you.
welcome.
Thank you, guys. Thank you.
Okay, and that concludes case number 2891, 19 Osborne Road.
Okay. Going to call our second hearing to order. Upon the application of Alicia Barnes at 116 Ridgewood Road, dated September 18th, 2025, seeking a special permit to construct a second-story addition totaling approximately 971 square feet. The property is located in a Residence B zoning district, whereas the proposed second-story addition with a basement height of 6.86 feet would create a third story as defined in the Milton zoning bylaws. The permit was denied. In the file, we have voluminous evidence. We have the Board of Appeals application and the denial letter for the building permit before that for the proposed. Okay. All right. We have a letter from Diana Parro. Asking I'll just read it. And to help summarize the changes in this application, in order for this family to remodel the tight quarters of the first floor, second floor, and per average grade to allow for more bedrooms for their kids and office space, we designed a top addition that from the street view would be considered a second floor, although from the back of the house, due to the average grade and the walkout basement, it would be considered 3 stories. The backyard abuts conservation land. We have attached 3 abutters letters showing how the next door neighbor and others support this project and welcome the initiative of the homeowners to make this house their forever home. And we've got a lot of from Rabel Builders. We have some contracts. We have schematics of what the addition will include, and we also have we also have elevations from all sides of the house showing how the proposed structure will look. And so anyway, I will turn it over to Diana Paro to tell me a little bit more about this house. And we also have lest I forget, a lot of plans here in very large plans here. So there's the pictures of the markups of the house and everything are all there. So let me turn it over to Diane Paro.
Thank you so much for the floor, Jeannie. This is Diana Pauro. I'm like the design builder. So I've been helping my clients basically since they bought the house some years ago. With my team, we've already remodeled like their first floor. And it was always a dream of being able to make sure that this house that right now has like very dated small bedrooms in the first floor to add like another addition, but we knew that there was kind of like a special permit out of like how the back of the house makes everything look like we're putting a third floor. I actually created a little presentation. As you see, we're trying to give all the information that helps you guys see how this addition is really not gonna like impact the neighborhood nor like the neighbors abutters. Is going to really look just like the house next door because of the topographic location of the house. Is right now we're putting kind of like the addition over their dining and kitchen to allow them have like better sized bedrooms and have like the office, and just right now their kid is in one of those like tiny bedrooms that we all know it's kind of like feels a little bit Harry Potter. So we're trying to just provide any information that you need to go over why we think, we would like to have like a relief on the fact that it's technically like a third floor story, but it's not perceived as from the street.
Yeah, I can see from the elevations that the front of the house, it looks like a two-story house that has a one floor living area above the garage, and I think this would be a very different application if it were not a budding conservation area, if you had neighbors behind you there. So what I think I've looked at this information, and I was initially thinking that this was probably something that couldn't happen because it really does appear to be a three-story house, except for the fact that it's got a very strange topography on the area. I mean, the schematics show a very attractive looking two-story house of what it would be looking like with this second floor over the initial right-hand part of the house. It would have been a different application as well if that second story was continuing over the entire house. That would be a kind of a massive area and very tall area. It would be kind of tough to do, but anyway, with no neighbors behind to look at something that could be as massive as that, it kind of alleviates the problem of dealing with a hilly, uneven kind of lot. So that's the kind of thing that special permits are made for, is to deal with trying to add on to a house that it's kind of hard to do it because of the land. You can't change the land, so sometimes they have to give variances on these things. So I'd like to know if there's any of oh, wait a minute, we have, something else. So I was wondering if there are any, people that wanted to be heard on this application?
Don't see any hands raised.
Okay. Well, then I'm going to close the evidentiary portion of the hearing. Like I say, I was initially, not before looking at, pictures and of everything, to see what it would look like. I was initially thinking that this could be something that would really denigrate from the zoning bylaw and be a problem. But the way I look at it is it's attractively designed. It makes, otherwise it's a house that you can't grow into. You're growing out of it. The family is growing out of it. So I understand why the need is for this. Some of the houses up there are, beautifully sited and all, but they can be very small. And as kids get bigger and older, they want to have a little bit more room for themselves. So I see that this is it would be hard to add on to this house because of the situation with the hills without kind of looking silly. So it's attractively designed, rather it doesn't look massive. And I think that this is a situation due to the form of the land that variance is meant for something like this. So I'm going to grant this this variance. Again, there'll be it will take me, a couple of weeks to write something, make sure I can write something, and a decision on this. And then there's a 20-day appeal period once it gets filed with the town clerk. And it's after that that a building permit can be pulled. So we're looking, at about a month before a building permit could be pulled, but Bill will let you know when that time comes. So congratulations and happy
Thank you so much.
building.
I appreciate your time. Yes, and we really try to not make any monstrosity and be sensitive, but there was not that many ways of not adding also more footings and stuff like that. So thank you so much.
You're very welcome. Good luck.
Thanks. Bye.
And that will conclude the hearing on 116 Ridgewood Road, case 2890.
Sorry for the wait. I'm calling to order the hearing on the application of Nathan Crowley and Lindsay Stroker at 36 West Side Road, dated October 2nd, 2025, seeking a special permit to build a 10-foot by 4.3-foot deck to the rear of the existing structure. The property is located in a Residence C zoning district. The proposed project will be built 18.2 feet from the rear lot line, whereas the Milton zoning bylaws Article 10, Section 275-10.4A requires that new buildings or portions of buildings be set back at a minimum of 30 feet from the rear lot line. Therefore, the permit has been denied. Okay, in the file, we have the denial letter for the the original application for building permit, and then we have the application for relief from the bylaw. We have two plot plans, one showing the current state, and the other the proposed state, with the proposed, excuse me, how the proposed landing would look. There's a letter from Attorney Marion McKettrick outlining why the application should be granted. And there are several pages of structural information and measurements on what the this quite small deck, how it's going to be situated, how it's going to be footed and so forth, and schematics of what the house will look like once the deck is, the deck and stairs is replaced. There are some photos of what's currently there. And a quitclaim deed showing that the applicants in fact own the house. There's a plot, a neighborhood plan with plots lined out. There's also a neighborhood schematic of the homes showing how the homes are placed on the plots, as well as a property record card. And that's a mess. So I'm going to turn it over to Attorney McEtrick and see what we can find out here. Attorney McEtrick.
Good evening, everybody. I'm Mary McEtrick. I am representing the applicants for this application. This is a corner lot house at the corner of Morton Street, Morton Road, and West Side Road.
I'm going to interrupt you for 1 second because I forgot something incredibly important, that there was also letters of approval. Were there letters of approval?
Yeah, there's signatures. Yeah.
Yes, there are signatures of support from the neighbors at 23 and 40 West Side Road, 9 Morton Terrace, and 38 and 45 Morton Road. So there is some support.
And there's also an email from 56 Morton.
Yes, and that came today. Yes, sorry about that.
Thank you. Thank you very much. It is important.
Yes.
So it's a pre-existing non-conforming structure on a conforming lot. The lot is 9,218 square feet, so it exceeds the 7,500 square foot requirement. This is a C district. The front and left side setbacks meet the required 20 feet for a corner lot. The nonconformity for this house is at the, as you face the house from the street, by the way, is at the right side setback of 9 feet and a pre-existing nonconforming rear setback, the right rear corner, of 17.6 feet. This proposal is just for a very small deck and a set of stairs. There's been a nice renovation done at this house. This deck is the exit out into the yard. And when the applicants reached the point of wanting to construct this, they sort of ran up against a roadblock with the interim building commissioner, who was telling them, you need a special permit for this because the new deck is doesn't meet the setback requirement and it intensifies the existing nonconformity. That was his ruling. And the other dispute, which that we sort of gave up on, was that we didn't really think it was a deck. We thought it was really just a landing, but because it's the dimensions are 10 feet by 4.3 feet, building interim building inspector decision was that that is a deck. So what we are asking for tonight is that the Board of Appeals approve a special permit in accordance with what the building inspector is requiring, a special permit to allow intensification, and I put it in quotes, of a non-conforming rear lot line setback. So what we couldn't really agree on, and I think this question may even have been sent to town council someday, maybe we get an answer back on it, is that if the right side rear setback is 17.6 feet and the new deck is 18.2 feet from the rear lot line, it is further away from the rear lot line than the non-conforming setback. So, the argument, I guess, that we put forward, well, this is not an intensification because it's not as close as the non-conforming setback. So we just had to agree to disagree. And at this point, everything else is done at this house. They just want their rear exit. So we're asking respectfully that the board approve this as a special permit, as the commissioners are requiring. We did talk to the new commissioner as well, but because he's new, he didn't really want to make a decision on this. And it was one of the many questions that he wants to sit down and discuss with town council, and that's fine. We understand that. Finally, the applicants have, in addition, consulted with all the neighbors. And if they want to add any comments on that, they can. But you read the addresses correctly. The neighbors surrounding this property have all signed the form saying that they don't object to having the relief granted. And we would certainly, I would be very happy to see this matter concluded and the 20-day appeal period begins so that finally, hopefully they can complete their next steps. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Did the applicants want to say anything or not at this phone? Your attorney has been very persuasive on this, so you're not required to say anything.
No, I appreciate Marianne's words. I think she's put it succinctly. So, yeah, appreciate your consideration.
Bill, are there any people that wanted to speak on this?
I don't see any raised hands, no.
Okay, well, I'm going to close the evidentiary portion of the hearing and decide on the case right now. Hold on, I don't know why this phone is left in here because this is not where it's supposed to be, but anyway, sorry about that.
Well, Timberlake calling, returning your call. I'll be home the rest of the night. Give me a call when you get a chance. Okay, 860-689-3565. Thanks a lot. Bye.
It makes us feel at home. Happens here all the time.
Anyway, this is a tiny ask, and it's smaller than what's currently there. This is a property that's on a very odd lot, and it's the house is placed very strangely on the lot, and the garage even more strangely on the lot. But we're not dealing with that today. So if ever there was a place to have a special permit, I think this is the place for it. There does need to be some kind of access to the backyard, small though that it might be right there. It's modest. It's replacing something that was larger, and I can't see that there would be any complaint about that from neighbors. In fact, there are no complaints about that. So I am voting as a majority of one that to extend that special permit for you. So congratulations, and hope this last bit of the renovations is the easy part.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Do you want me to try to draft a decision for this?
That would be great. Thank you. So I'll bid you all adieu.
Thanks.
Good night, everybody.
Good evening.
Bye-bye
Good night.
now.